A lot of companies, what I see, the reason that they push skills development a lot more now is because of B-BBEE. And a lot of companies tend to leave it for the absolute last moment. So when it gets to their financial year end and they haven't incurred the spend that they needed to incur, literally in the last 2 months, they start running around and they're under so much pressure to try and spend that money. The most ideal thing, is to ensure that planning. So your second point that you have there is planning is vital. It really is very important. It also alleviates the stress of that last 2 months of trying to cram everything in, try and get all your programs registered before your financial year end. So the planning is really, really important. I also think that long-term strategy comes in, and in ensuring that the skills development that you put in place is impactful. Not impactful only for the company, but for the learners that that are placed on these, whether they're employed learners or whether they're learners that are unemployed and they've been given this opportunity. They are the ones that have to benefit in the end. Long-term strategies, when I speak of long-term strategies, I'm specifically speaking about look at if the company needs to implement learnerships, which all your generic companies have to have learnerships. Your QSEs also have to implement learnerships. So it's really important to look at that. And if you implement learnerships, look at it at least a minimum of a 3-year strategy, where you would have someone come onto a learnership. Let's just say, for example, they're on an NQF level 5, and they join in on an NQF level 5 learnership. Once they complete that learnership, they can potentially then become, if the company is not able to absorb them, they can potentially then become a bursary candidate. So the company can then in the second year pay for the bursary, and that ticks the boxes off on the bursary spend. At the same time, the company is also sort of building a talent pipeline for themselves. So in the third year, once if the learner has chosen a qualification that's only 1 year, then after that qualification, the learner potentially becomes a graduate that can be placed in that exact same company that has been funding them. So it's really important to look at not just ticking the box and going through the exercise of meeting your compliance with B-BBEE, but ensure that you're planning effectively so that all of this feeds into your talent pipeline as a company. Because I often also come across execs saying, why are we implementing BEE and we're spending all this money, but what is the actual benefit? And the benefit is you can create your pipeline. You can create a really strong pipeline that feeds into your business at the end of the day.
I think it is, as you speak to the beginning part around companies that at the end of the year need to really get in that last bit of skill spend. And I think often it is difficult to avoid that, to get your numbers just right. But where I really do agree with you is it's at the end of the day, what we want to create is as much impact as possible. Not only as, I saw the majority of the attendees were in HR and L&D, is not only we have that, in that space, we have the double balance, right? There's the one is we need to keep the whole organization and the executive team, we need to keep all of them happy that we've hit our BE targets. And then we've got to balance that with really making sure that the training that we're implementing is as impactful for the learners as possible and the employees. I mean, that's why a lot of us, a lot of people got into the space of learning and development, is because there is a passion for growing people. And I think really looking at structuring that balance between keeping the executives happy by having hitting your targets, and then really making sure the training is impactful is something that I know personally I'm very passionate about. And your point to really making it, planning what the year ahead is going to hold. I think that is a really, really important point today.